Hey guys, Vinny D here. I want to talk to you today about shoulder impingement. I've been struggling with this issue now for a few months, and I just recently learned enough about it to where I can rehab myself. At first I was just resting, hoping that it would get better, which isn't going to happen because it's an issue internally that you need to fix. What is shoulder impingement? You've got your glenohumeral joint, which is the ball and socket. You've got your AC joint, which is where the clavicle meets the shoulder blade or the scapula, and you've got the shoulder muscles that run underneath your rotator cuff muscles. That's your supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the teres minor. What happens is over time, during say heavy pressing movements, especially if you spend a lot of time internally rotated, like sitting down at a desk, that gap between the two joints closes up, and the muscles that run between the two and the tendons, they end up getting pinched. And what happens there is it causes pain and discomfort when you're doing anything that resembles a bench press or overhead press, or even just so much as pulling your arm across your body. Now, I've taken the best exercises that I found and made them into a routine that I've been following every day, and it has been helping me so much. The pain is getting better and better by the day. So I'm going to share these exercises with you. I got the issue from a movement dysfunction that I was unaware of until I recorded myself, and actually a friend of mine pointed it out to me. So what was happening with me was I had a difference in elevation of my shoulders due to some tight musculature. So what I've had to do is focus on a lot of soft tissue work. Even if you don't currently suffer from this issue, these are some good shoulder prehab warm-up exercises for you. So what we need to do is we need to create space between those two joints. We need to focus on retraction and external rotation of the shoulders. Now, the very first thing that I do is I roll out my thoracic spine, my rhomboids, lats, all the back muscles. So what I'll do is I'll take my roller. I like to do it on a hard surface, but for the video's sake, I'll do it right here on the carpet. So what I do here is I put the roller on my back, I put my hands over my head, grab my head, and try to bring my elbows close together. What this will do is it'll open up all the back musculature. So do this, I'll raise the hips, and I'll roll forward and back. I'll roll for about 8 to 10 times. Then I'll roll out my pecs and my front delts. What I'll do is I'll take a baseball. You can use a tennis ball too. I'd recommend starting off with that because these are going to be really tight and it's going to hurt. So the tennis ball have a little bit of give. Then eventually you can graduate to the baseball or a lacrosse ball. So what I'll do is I'll just lay on the ball and I'll find that tight pressure point. You're going to feel it. It's going to be painful. And I'll just sit there and just stay on that spot. I'll hold that for about 30 seconds. Then I'll move on to the next spot. Usually I'll go from my upper pec to my shoulder. Then I'll go to the other side and do the other side. So one of the exercises I do to free up space in that joint is I take a heavy band and I wrap it around a solid object, a post. You can really even use like a leg on a table. Put your arm through it. Put it kind of on the front of your shoulder. Lean forward and just relax. So I'll hold this for about 30 seconds. Switch arms. Lean forward and relax the joint. Okay, now that you've pulled the shoulder back into retraction, you want to externally rotate. So what you do is put the band right at your elbow, a little bit under your elbow, on your tricep. Grab the back of the band with your fingers and step outward. Step outward. And this will force external rotation. So next, I'll do a German hang from the rings. I'm not going to hang my full body weight. I'm going to put my feet on the ground. I'm going to progressively work up to that. So I prefer the rings over a straight bar. It's a little less stress on your wrists and your elbows. Grab the rings, hang, and push the chest out, extend the hips. That'll get you more of a stretch on the shoulders. Hold this for 30 seconds. Now, I'll superset the German hangs with shoulder dislocators. If you haven't done these before, they're very good for shoulder health. You can use a broomstick, which I prefer, or a resistance band. But basically, you're going to grab it wide enough so you can get your arms behind your head. So I'll take it, loose grip, and pull it behind, focusing on shoulder elevation. Contracting the glutes as well, keeping your core tight. I do this for 10 reps. So I superset the German hangs with the shoulder dislocators, and I do 3 sets. So next, I move on to static dead hangs. I do 3 sets of 30-second holds. Just making sure I try to relax my entire body when I'm holding onto the bar. If you're suffering with this issue, give them a try and let me know what you think.